Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Kevin Ely, and this is Neurodivergence Unfiltered Ep.2. And today I've got Sam joining me with his son Nathan. Hi, Sam. How are you doing?
I'm okay, thank you.
Great. So, just tell me a little bit about yourself and Nathan and your family, because you've got quite a lot of children, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got 5 children. I'm
Wow.
married. Yeah.
And what ages are they?
My eldest is 28, then I've got one 25. Nathan's 20 next week. Um, then I've got a trans son, he's 17, and then my youngest is 13.
Wow, so you've got a lot of people looking after you there.
Yeah.
So let's just go back from the beginning. So you recently got diagnosed with autism and ADHD. Can you just explain how that happened and what sort of came around for the diagnoses?
Well, I met yourself a few years ago, didn't I? I think it was 2017 at an Autism Awards with Peggy's, and we've been friends on Facebook since. And I mentioned to you about I thought I might have been, you know, autistic with ADHD because I saw like similar traits in myself as what I saw in me 3 children who've got the diagnosis. Um, and then you put me in touch with Dr. Carol Stott. She's like a research scientist and doctor looking into autism and ADHD. And it went from there, and I got the full diagnosis at 43.
So so did you know beforehand, obviously when you were younger, did you know that there was something amiss and you didn't know
Yeah,
what quite sure what it was?
yeah, I always felt like I didn't fit in. Really quiet, small group of friends. Yeah, try and mask. Yeah,
So was it like a huge relief once you got your
yeah,
diagnosis from Carol?
yeah. So it gave me answers as to why I think, how I was in my life, how I've been. Gives you answers as to why. Yeah.
So after your diagnosis, what sort of issues were you facing? Sort of like you got your private diagnosis from Dr. Carol Stott, and then was there some sort of issues with the NHS?
Yes, as regards to me ADHD diagnosis, they've said I've got to go on a waiting list to have, because she did recommend that I have try medication, but the GP said that I'd have to go on a waiting list and be essentially diagnosed once again, and if they didn't agree with the private diagnosis, that they could revoke the diagnosis, which I thought was a bit ridiculous, really.
Well, yeah, it's shocking.
Oh,
You know, you've got your private diagnosis from Carol, who's a renowned expert in autism and ADHD. So you've got this diagnosis, and then you're stuck with a barrier because you've got the NHS saying to you, "Well, Luke, Sam, if you go for a diagnosis with us, then
yeah,
we can basically revoke your diagnosis, and then basically you're back to square one." So, so,
yeah.
so did that put you off from having an assessment with the NHS?
It did really, but they have put me on the waiting list, but that can be up to 3 to 4 years. And like I say they can revoke the diagnosis. So it's just frustrating.
Yeah, so it's that's terrible that you've got to
Yeah,
wait all them years and to find out that if they say,
yeah.
well, we revoke your diagnosis, then yeah, it doesn't make sense. And
And
that
I
happened
asked,
to
yeah, sorry. I asked the doctor why, um, why he was saying what he was saying. And he said, well, why can't you, if you've paid for your diagnosis, your private diagnosis, why can't you pay for your prescriptions? But that would be really ridiculous price every 3 months, because I think you have to have your heart checked and things every few months because of the medication. So yeah, he said, "Why didn't I pay for it?" But obviously, it's ridiculous prices that you have to pay.
Well, the thing is, quite frankly, you shouldn't have to pay for, your
Yeah,
treatment. You're a human being. You have every right to access NHS treatment and NHS intervention. There's hundreds and hundreds of people who are going through the same situation where they have a private diagnosis and then they come up to this barrier where, they say, well, we can revoke your diagnosis. Uh,
yeah,
it's terrible, really. Uh, and that happened to me actually. That happened to me with the NHS. That they said that they could revoke your diagnosis if you go down the route of the NHS, and that's why I went on national TV about it.
yeah. I think it's cost cutting. They try and cut costs everywhere they can. And when I first went to my GP, this is why I went private to begin with. The GP said, "Well, why do you need to know now?" And I just thought, well, I've got a right to know, how my own brain works, But that's the reception I got first. That's why I went down the private route.
Yes, sorry to hear that, Sam. So, can you just tell us a little bit about you've got Nathan sitting next to you there, and just tell us a bit about Nathan and the issues he's faced, because I believe that he's faced some issues with work around bullying in the workplace where he's now had to leave his job.
Yeah, yes. Do you want to speak now?
Yeah.
Hi, Nathan.
Hi.
So, just tell us a little bit about of the work situation. So, you got employed. We won't mention where you worked, but we'll just mention in general. Uh, what actually happened with the bullying and the harassment?
So it was to do with upper management, and they were just like being really unfair. And according to them, when they forced me to resign, was um they didn't actually know about my autism or ADHD.
So they didn't know about your. So did they not know you had a diagnosis?
No.
No.
But you did put it on your forms, didn't you, when you got the job?
Yeah.
Yeah. So so now you're out of work. You don't have a job.
Yeah. But they were like treating me bad as well. Like they weren't giving me second chances and all that, and it felt like they were trying to set me up to fail.
That's terrible. Sorry to hear that. And this is the most important thing around. When people are working, that they have the right intervention, the right support, the right mentoring, the right coaching. When they've got autism or ADHD, and nobody should go through this. Through the bullying and the harassment and that. So at the moment, you're looking for another job.
Yeah.
Anything in particular, or
Not really.
so office work, anything like that, computer work. What sort of things do you like? Do you enjoy doing computers,
Um,
or are you
yeah,
more hands-on type of thing?
probably more hands-on.
Well, if anybody's watching this and you think that you could help Nathan to get a job, not just because he's got autism, it's just because he wants to work, and people face these issues, and it's just really bad. Sorry to hear that, Nathan. I hope things work out for you, and that uh, that you get a job soon. Because you're so young, and it must knock your confidence as well. Because you're a young age, you won't go out there in the workforce, you won't get a job, you won't earn a wage, and then you come up against this barrier at such a young age. It must just really knock your confidence for six.
Yeah, it has done.
You have mentioned working in the NHS, though, haven't you, as well?
Yeah.
I'd
Okay,
like
so
working in the NHS.
so what kind of work would you like to do at the NHS?
Um, Really anything like in a caring role.
like a caring role.
Yeah.
Cool. So if anybody's watching this and can give Nathan an opportunity of a job, to do let us know. I just think it's so wrong, when you have autism and you work in places. I remember many years ago when I was quite young. I don't want to give my age away, but when I was quite young and I was working, uh, uh, did several jobs. But I remember working in one particular job, and I was really good at sales, and I was being bullied by the manager. Uh, Terrible, and people shouldn't have to go through bullying and harassment at work, especially, you've got a lot on at the moment when you've got autism, let alone, having bullying and harassment. It's just awful. So I'm so sorry to hear that. But we'll just move on now to your other child, uh, Sam. You've got another child who's trans. Just tell us a little bit about that child.
Yeah. He was born female. So he's trans male now. We're waiting for to be seen by the gender dysphoria clinic. He's had lots of bullying and things in the past and past traumas. Yeah, he's lived male for the past 3 years. A lot of new people that see us just think he's male now. But he's had lots of mental health struggles with suicidal ideation and self-harm. And he's been in 2 tier 4 settings through it. And a lot of that was due to bullying and things as well.
So is she getting support now? I know so she's from uh, female to male now.
Yes.
Yeah. So is he getting enough support now from the GP, from health,
Yeah,
or yeah?
he's under cams and things. He's been since he was 12. Um, he was that's when he had his first tier 4 admission when he was 12. That was for 6 months. And then he had another one. I think that was about 12 months later. He had another tier 4 admission, and that was for 7 months. Yeah.
And is he neurodivergent?
Yes, he is, yeah. He's got ADHD, autism, learning disabilities. Yeah.
So not only being neurodivergent and being trans as well, which is difficult for a lot of people who are on the spectrum who become trans, uh, and they feel like they're living in the wrong body. It must be quite stressful for him
Yeah.
because he's got enough to put up with, on a day to day basis
Yeah.
without uh, stigma. I suppose stigma
Mhm.
still out there.
And he's
People who
also living with medical conditions as well. He's got Crohn's and colitis, and he's got juvenile arthritis as well.
Oh God,
He's got
yeah,
autoimmune conditions. Yeah.
yeah. I remember you saying a few months ago. I think it was last year that one of them was admitted, and I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
your son with trans. So yeah, that it must be very, very anxiety provoking, stressful.
Yeah.
Not just being neurodivergent, but having an inflammatory bowel disease.
Yeah.
Alongside with being trans as well. So is he getting? Would you say he's getting the right support, the correct support now, and has he been helped along the way now?
Yes, he has. As regards his Crohn's disease, at the moment it's a bit out of control, so he's on steroids for that now. And like immunosuppressant medication, he has to have infusions every 2 months. So yeah, and that requires like hospital admission, like in the daytime. Yeah,
Wow, it sounds like you've got your hands full there, Sam.
yeah.
I hope you're getting
And then
enough.
my youngest as well has also got autism and ADHD traits. Yeah,
Sounds like you've got a lot going on.
yeah, we have.
I bet they call you super mum, do they? as long as they're all supporting, you're all looking after each other. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
So, what sort of things would you like to see for support? And out for for your family. Do you think you're getting the right support from people out there, or do you think there should be more support?
I think there should be more support and less waiting lists, not as many, how you have to wait so long with the NHS with different waiting lists and things like the gender dysphoria clinic. AJ's been on the waiting list with them now for 3 years. So, yeah,
So how long would the transition period take from sort of from like now until the future, until he's fully happy being the person who he wants to be? How long do you think that will take?
I'm not sure because we haven't been seen by the gender dysphoria clinic yet, so we haven't spoken in depth about it, but AJ does want to become fully male. Yeah,
So I'm assuming there's a waiting list for that as well.
there is, yeah. And then you have to be accepted as well on the list, so yeah.
So what does he want to do for the future? What sort of job or work does he want to get involved in? As he obviously, because he's quite young, yeah, he probably doesn't know. He probably wants to do a number of different things. But is there anything he particularly likes or wants to do?
He's really caring, so probably a caring role in some way. But I think as would be supported employment because he's quite high care needs himself. So I think to be supported employment that you'd need.
Yeah, or
Mm.
maybe even a coach, or a campaigner for other people
Yeah,
who are trans, because it must be a very isolating world for people, not just because they've got autism and ADHD, which can be isolating in itself, but not only that, having an inflammatory bowel disease, being trans, he's got a lot to deal with,
yeah,
to cope with on a day-to-day basis, hasn't he?
yeah, he has. Yeah. He does love baking as well, though, so maybe you could do something with that in the future.
Oh, be a chef, eh?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, cooking in one of these Michelin style restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good money, Michelin style restaurants. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so if he goes college and gets these food, I don't know what they call it now. They go on catering courses down at university,
Yeah.
become chefs, and yeah, no, that sounds really good. Well, I wish him all the best for that. So, is there anything in particular else you would like to mention on the show today?
I think we've covered most of it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I know you've got a lot going on at the moment, and I'm sending all my love to your mum and your family, and
Thank you.
hope your mum gets an okay. I know because you've got a bit of stressful time going on with your mum,
Yeah.
but uh, if there's anything we can help you with, or if you need support, or anything we can do, we'll put a message out there for Nathan, see if we can get. Maybe it sounds like Nathan could do with some sort of job coach.
Yeah. Yeah,
Some
I've got
sort
a
of.
job coach, haven't you, attached to the Sutherland Centre?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
got one. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So are they being supportive?
Yeah. I think you see him once a week, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Well, Sam and Nathan, thanks for joining us on the show today. It's been great to have you both on. And if anybody wants to support Nathan and Sam with the things they've mentioned today, or even if you want to reach out to Sam on Facebook, social media, you can do. But again, Sam and Nathan, thanks for joining us on the second episode, and
Thank you.
wish you all the best for the future. And I hope Nathan gets a job soon, and these waiting lists go down a lot quicker. Who knows? It's the election day today, isn't it? So uh,
Yeah.
we may get some different. I don't know. I really don't know what to say on the election part, because They always say that something's going to happen, it's going to change, but when they get
Yeah.
in government, nothing really happens, does it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But thanks for joining us, Sam. Thanks, Nathan, and take care.
Thank you, and you. Bye.